Phantasmal Flames will either save the Pokemon market or it will be the final nail in the coffin. The Pokemon market is diving, the bubble is bursting, and panic is spreading. But this might be good for us. I'm Jesse, I own HappyTigerGaming.com where I sell Pokemon cards. Let's talk about the Pokemon card market. The latest set, Mega Evolution ME1, only $100 over MSRP. So here we see a huge tank in the price. Black Bolt, this is the Elite Trainer box, and we see this is kind of steady, so nothing happening here. Let's talk about Destined Rivals. This is almost $400 a booster box, but it was $455 a booster box. So if you look at the 1 month, it is down 11%. If you look at the 3 month, up 24%. It's up more than it was 3 months ago, and we weren't talking about a crash 3 months ago, but Journey Together is sitting at $250. Obviously it's climbed in 3 months, but if you look at the 1 month, it is down 1%. So now we're going to look at the strongest set of recent history, and this is going to be Prismatic Evolutions. The Elite Trainer box is $132 right now, 131, 132. If you look at the 1 month, it is down 4%. If you look at the 3 month, it is up 29%, almost up 30%. So prices are much higher than they were 3 months ago when everybody was saying we're nowhere near a crash. So now that things bounced down a little bit, Destined Rivals, this is the biggest one everyone's talking about. Look at the crash here. Look, such a crash. People who bought in at $455 only have something worth less than $400 now. That could be considered a crash. And before we get to Phantasmal Flames, we need to understand, if the market crashes, a few things happen. So when there's a crash, if there's an actual crash, you see scalpers start to leave, and they'll start to scalp the next hot thing, right? A lot of you are going to say good riddance. But this is just one thing that happens. The first thing that happens is the scalpers leave. It's a little healthier of a hobby. You can actually go to Walmart and pick stuff up. Bots, I'm sure you've seen the viral videos. Bots will buy out the set and then they'll sell it to the end user, the people that actually want it. So there's all these extra middlemen. You don't get a real price because the middlemen buy it real quick and then they're saying you have to buy it for $300 now. When the market crashes, scalpers can't buy and resell, but collectors and investors like to hold on to stuff. Maybe they sell later. And it starts with little things. You'll see people start to build binders again. Who has binders now? You see people start to build binders again. They have extras. There's a lot more fandom. The Reddit posts are entirely different. It's more about people who appreciate the artwork and they just do this and it's fun, right? There's long-term resellers. There's local gaming store owners, hobby lovers, eBay TCG player sellers, these guys that aren't necessarily scalpers, but these guys are still affected by this. The first thing they see is there's less competition from scalpers. The prices might be lower, but they don't fluctuate as much because there's not a deep race to the bottom as soon as something releases. The second scalpers are able to list on TCG player, it's a race to the bottom. This also gives them a better name. They have a better rap. These resellers aren't going to be lumped into these scalpers because the scalpers left, and this gives them a better opportunity to actually build trust and to increase their value to customers in some other way. It's like, okay, everybody can get cards now, so now I can actually work on differentiating what I do from other people. In other words, the weak will suffer and only the strong will survive. So back to Phantasmal Flames. I said something crazy. I said Phantasmal Flames is the prismatic evolution of the Mega Evolution era. And I just see a Charizard and a Gengar, and for the first time in my life, I saw starter decks get scalped. And the Gengar alone was selling for more than the price. I've never seen that in my life. I mean, on the damn cover of the booster box, you have 2 fan favorites in the craziest looking form ever. This is nuts. And yes, I realize this is not a specialty set. That's why I'm especially worried. Because now we have the booster box and there's no way. Look at this. Look at the colors, look at the Gengar and look at the Charizard. There is no way this is worth less than this stupid purple Destined Rivals bullshit. There is no way this is sitting at almost 400 and the pre-order price of this is just over 3 and the pre-order price is usually inflated. There is no way this is accurate. When this releases and the prices inevitably dip, I might break a rule and buy this to hold. And I don't buy to hold. I am not a holder. I'm a store. I do not buy and then hold and invest and do the slow gains thing. I don't do that. I might break my own rule because I'm that much of a believer in this set long term. But that aside, we see, and this is the best indicator here, the market go down 11% in 1 month. When the market is down 11% in 1 month, we're going to enter a bear market, things are going to plateau, or it's going to crash. And I think it all hinges on Phantasmal Flames. How is Phantasmal Flames going to do? If the market says this set is a dud, that could trigger a crash. And the crash is going to be ugly, man. Because real fans are getting real tired of the bull. They just want to buy cards without paying 3 times the price. That is not a big ask. So if Phantasmal Flames is a dud, yeah, it might be the final nail in the coffin, but that would be the final nail in the coffin for the hype, for the FOMO, for the scalping. And that might be just what we need. But here's what I'm actually worried about. If Phantasmal Flames spikes when it comes out, then we have people saying the market crashed, the market crashed, the market crashed, and then it jumps up. That's going to only reinforce people who think the market can't go down. That's only going to make scalpers triple down, saying, damn, I should have bought that, I would have made money. Collectors who skipped it because they thought everything was crashing, who sold off everything and then it goes up, that's only going to make the hype that much stronger, and that's going to be crazy. The Pokemon bubble is just going to pop later, and when that happens, the crash is going to be that much harder and that much uglier. So I personally think Phantasmal Flames is a turning point, but even if it's not, the Pokemon market right now, this is a ticking time bomb. And when the time bomb explodes and the dust settles, the people standing there aren't going to be the influencers. It's not going to be the scalpers. It might not even be me, a reseller. The people who remain, the people who survive the ticking time bomb are the real collectors. The people who were here before the boom, the real players. Those are the ones who are going to survive. Now, if you broke-ass Timmies don't subscribe, Gengar is going to haunt your dreams.